Cek, 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 satu dua. Cek,
Dimohon kepada hadirin yang datang sini untuk mengisi kursi yang di depan terlebih dahulu. Sekali lagi, untuk yang para hadirin, untuk segera mengisi kursi yang kosong terlebih dahulu. Untuk yang di belakang, mohon maju ke depan. Terima kasih. Sekali lagi, untuk yang duduk di belakang, mohon untuk diisi terlebih dahulu kursi yang di depan. Sebelum kita mulai, dimohon kepada hadirin untuk mensilentkan handphonenya. Terima kasih.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Shalom, Om Swastiastu.
Namo Buddhaya. Greetings of kindness and peace to us all. Before proceeding to the main event, please allow us to introduce ourselves. I am Muhammad Ramdan and my partner
Iza Hermita
who will serve as the master of ceremony for today's event.
and ladies and gentlemen, welcome to National Guest Lecture Series
STEM Education for Sustainability, addressing local cultures. The Honorable Dr. Haji Fadullah SAG MSI, Dean of the Faculty of Teacher Training and Education, Universitas Sultan Ageng Tirtayasa. The Honorable Dr. Hajah Enggar Utari SSI MSI, as Vice Dean 1 for Academic Affairs Faculty of Teacher Training and Education. The Honorable Mr. Ria Sudiana SSI MSc, as Vice Dean 2 for Planning, Finance and General Affairs, Faculty of Teacher Training and Education.
the Honorable Dr. Abdul Fattah SPD MPD as Vice Dean 3 for Student Affairs, Alumni and Cooperation, Faculty of Teacher Training and Education. The Honorable Mrs. Nuriana Esos MSE as General Division, Faculty of Teacher Training and Education. The Honorable Dr. Rena Trobiziti as the head of the Mafikibipa cluster, and the Honorable Dr. Renat Bayoli from Shanghai Normal University. Esteemed guests, before we begin to the main event, we ask the Master of Ceremony will read out the agenda for today's event.
First, opening. Second, singing the Indonesian National Anthem, followed by the Fkip Untirta Anthem. Third, remarks by the Dean of the Faculty of Teacher Training Education, followed by the head of the Math and Science cluster. Fourth, signing of the implementation arrangement.
The next is prayer, giving souvenir from Faculty of Teacher Training and Education, photo session, guest lecture and discussion session, and finally is closing.
Let us begin today's event by saying Basmalah.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
The next event is to sing the Indonesian National Anthem, Indonesia Raya, followed by the Fkip Untirta Anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, please kindly stand up.
Moving on to the next event, we will listen the first speech delivered by the Dean of the Faculty of Teacher Training and Education, Dr. Haji Fadullah SAG MSI. Time is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Semangat pagi semuanya. Segera di depan dulu. Ibu WD1, Pak WD3, para ketua jurusan yang hadir semua, Pak Rodi, spesial Dr. Lee, selamat datang di kampus Jawara Indonesia. Ini saya sampaikan juga, ini ada ketua jurusan baru, Pak Dr. Nasar tadi. Oh iya. Berdiri, Pak. Nasar, mana Pak Nasar? Tadi udah kelihatan sih. Keluar sudah. Ibu Dr. Ana. Mana itu? Keluar juga. Dua-duanya keluar. Oh. Tadi kelihatan deh. Baik, Bapak Ibu sekalian, ada di mahasiswa, ada di alumni Koil. Oke, alumni ya. Koil, kelas Koil. Coba yang mahasiswa angkat tangan, mahasiswa. Mahasiswa. Baik, terima kasih. Bapak Ibu ada di mahasiswa yang berbahagia. Di ulang tahun yang ke-44 Universitas Sultan Ageng Tirtayasa di bulan Oktober ini, alhamdulillah kita mencanangkan banyak kegiatan dalam rangka membangun budaya akademik. Kemarin bidang bahasa, sastra dan budaya kita melaksanakan seminar internasional dihadiri oleh BKSPTN wilayah Barat. Sudah berjalan dengan baik. Hari ini dan besok kita bersama-sama melaksanakan International Guest Lecture Series untuk Rumpun Mafikibipa Fkip Untirta, dan nanti dilanjutkan dengan International In-House Training di Pondok Pesantren. Bapak Ibu dosen juga, khususnya ketua, sekretaris jurusan dan ketua laboratorium, kepala laboratorium, kita juga laksanakan sertifikasi kompetensi. Ini semua kita lakukan agar kita masing-masing bisa meningkatkan kapasitas, bukan hanya kapasitas intelektual, tapi juga kapasitas manajerial. Jadi kapasitas intelektual dan kapasitas manajerial ini penting untuk kita kembangkan bersama-sama untuk memajukan Untirta, kampus yang kita banggakan bersama. Hari ini kita membicarakan STEM, Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics. Ini adalah arus bersama yang dikehendaki oleh negara bangsa kita. Presiden Republik Indonesia Pak Prabowo Subianto, Kementerian Pendidikan, mulai pendidikan tinggi, pendidikan dasar menengah, sampai pendidikan anak usia dini, kita diarahkan untuk fokus pada pengembangan sains, teknologi, engineering, dan matematik. Kenapa kita perlu mengembangkan STEM ini? Karena STEM inilah yang akan menggerakkan industri, dan industri itu yang kemudian menggerakkan ekonomi. Bapak Ibu adik-adik sekalian, kita tahu bersama bahwa untuk memajukan pendidikan kita membutuhkan tiga hal sekaligus. Jadi kita membutuhkan tiga hal sekaligus. Yang pertama, kita membutuhkan sains, teknologi, engineering, karena ini yang akan menggerakkan sektor ekonomi, ya, terutama industri. Di sisi lain, STEM ini sangat dibutuhkan untuk kedaulatan negara, karena semua alat terkait dengan persenjataan dan lain-lain membutuhkan teknologi baja, dan teknologi baja bisa kita kembangkan melalui STEM ini. Jadi kita tidak bisa membangun kedaulatan bangsa tanpa pendekatan militer pada satu sisi dan sipil di sisi lain, tanpa pendekatan keamanan di satu sisi dan pendekatan kesejahteraan di sisi yang sama. Jadi pendekatan keamanan maupun pendekatan kesejahteraan membutuhkan teknologi baja, dan teknologi baja dikembangkan dengan pendekatan STEM. Itulah arah dari kebijakan pendidikan kita ke depan. Yang kedua, kita jelas membutuhkan rasionalitas. Oleh karena itu, berpikir kritis menjadi bagian dari pendidikan yang kita prioritaskan. Berpikir kritis, berpikir kreatif, dan semua harus dikomunikasikan dengan bahasa yang tepat. Semua karya-karya kita kembangkan dengan pendekatan kolaborasi. Ini yang disebut dengan kompetensi abad 21. Nah, ini juga menjadi fokus kita. Jadi selain STEM, kita fokus untuk mengembangkan kompetensi abad 21, yaitu berpikir kritis, berpikir kreatif, komunikasi yang baik, dan bekerja secara kolaboratif. Bapak Ibu sekalian, adik-adik mahasiswa, tentu selain dua hal tadi, sebagai negara yang berdasarkan Pancasila, di mana sila pertamanya adalah ketuhanan yang Maha Esa, kita juga wajib untuk mempelajari kitab suci. Karena kitab suci itu yang menjadi pedoman kita untuk membangun moralitas bangsa. Jadi kemajuan ekonomi, kesejahteraan rakyat, pertahanan negara, kedaulatan negara harus dilandasi oleh moralitas bangsa yang kuat dan baik. Nah, moralitas bangsa ini dibangun atas landasan kitab suci. Nah, kalau tiga ini kita gerakkan bersama-sama, jadi semua ketua jurusan, ketua program studi, himpunan mahasiswa di tingkat program studi, badan eksekutif mahasiswa, komunitas belajar mahasiswa, semuanya bergerak untuk mengembangkan tiga hal tadi. Saya ulangi lagi, yang pertama adalah teknologi baja dengan STEM sebagai ujung tombaknya, berpikir rasional, ya, dengan kompetensi abad 21-nya, dan kitab suci digali sebagai landasan moralitas bangsa, maka insya Allah cita-cita bersama kita, Indonesia maju dan sejahtera, bisa kita wujudkan. Saya kira itu. Sekali lagi selamat mengikuti seminar internasional pada kesempatan hari ini, dan jika ada kebijaksanaan kita yang menyatakan utlubul ilma walau bisin, belajarlah ilmu meskipun ke negeri Cina, hari ini Dr. Lee kita undang di sini. Jadi kalau kita yang datang ke Cina mahal, ya, kita undang saja yang dari Shanghai University ke FKIP Untirta. Untuk semangat kita yel-yel dulu ya. Untirta, tuh yang pojok dulu. Untirta, FKIP Untirta. Tepuk tangan untuk kita semua. Baik, kita mulai acara ini dengan bersama-sama baca basmalah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dengan demikian acara seminar internasional pada kesempatan ini dibuka secara resmi. Terima kasih. Semoga Allah Subhanahu wa taala memberikan pertolongan dan keberkahan kepada kita semua. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you to Ms. Haji Fadullah for his speech.
Next is the speech to be delivered by the head of the Mafikibipa class, Dr. Renat Robi Zidni. We invite him to come forward.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Rabbi sholli wa yassir amri wa hlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Allahumma sholli ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala sayyidina Muhammad. Selamat pagi semuanya. Sudah sarapan? Baik, yang saya hormati Bapak Dekan FKIP Untirta Dr. Haji Fadullah MSI, kemudian Bapak Ibu Wakil Dekan yang sudah hadir, Bapak Ibu Kajus, jurusan, dosen, staf yang sudah hadir di sini, serta mahasiswa-mahasiswi dari 5 prodi yang sudah hadir. Apa kabar? Baik. Dan for our special guest, Dr. Lee, thank you. We are welcoming you to come to our campus today. And Dr. Lee was so surprised with the big poster in, in front of our building ya. Jadi Dr. Lee-nya surprise katanya posternya gede banget itu di depan ya. Ya itu salah satu bentuk penghormatan kita untuk tamu dari China ya. Oke, tidak panjang lebar yang bisa saya sampaikan. Terima kasih Bapak Ibu yang sudah hadir saat ini. Dan ini merupakan International Research Series yang sudah kesekian kali ya kita selenggarakan, baik di Rumpun MIPA maupun di Rumpun lainnya di FKIP Untirta. Yang kita harapkan adalah sebetulnya bukan hanya sekedar seremonial hadir foto diklaim untuk akreditasi ya. Jadi tolong nanti diperhatikan ilmunya. Kebetulan ini adalah kunjungan balasan dari Shanghai. Sebelumnya di bulan apa ya? In which month I went to Shanghai? I forget. In June ya. Jadi bulan Juni itu saya di-invite ke Shanghai untuk memberikan workshop juga di sana, ngajar juga di kelas ya. Dan sekarang kita gantian, kita invite lagi ke sini supaya saling share ilmu. Dan di sana juga saya banyak belajar, banyak lah gitu ya. Dan juga saya sudah ngobrol dengan Dr. Lee menyambungkan supaya cover lainnya juga bisa link and match ya. Nanti mungkin setelah ini makan siang kita ngobrol bareng di sana. Tadi dari hasil saya ngobrol kebetulan mereka juga punya pendidikan matematik ada, pendidikan biologi, pendidikan fisika, IPA. Saya belum tanya Mbak itu tapi sepertinya ada ya. Nanti coba kita link and match kan. Dan juga kedepannya kolaborasi ini bukan hanya di atas dokumen ya, dan memang sudah berjalan dengan Shanghai ini ya. Termasuk publikasi paper, saya dengan Baunya sudah publikasi 1 dan menjelang 2 ya. Dan penulis utamanya satu lagi adalah Pak Dekan ya. Papernya terkait dengan, tepuk tangan dulu Pak Dekan. Jadi papernya Pak Dekan itu terkait dengan pedagogi Pancasila, dikaitkan dengan berbagai filosofi pendidikan di berbagai negara, salah satunya di negeri Cina dan di Jerman. Kalau di China itu kebetulan Dr. Lee ini the focus of your research is about Confucianism philosophy in science education, right? Jadi fokus risetnya di filosofi Confucianism atau enggak? Kepercayaan Cina. Nah itu ditanamkan di science education di pendidikan sains. Filosofinya mirip-mirip lah untuk menjaga lingkungan, ya, respect for the nature, something like that lah. Nah, di pedagogi Pancasila juga ada kemiripan ya, Pak Dekan ya, dengan beberapa filosofi, termasuk satu lagi itu adalah filosofi Bildung dari Jerman, Bildung Education. Tunggu saja tanggal mainnya ya, kita sudah membuat draftnya sudah 90%, mudah-mudahan bisa dipublish di jurnal yang sesuai gitu ya. Jadi ini juga bisa ditiru oleh prodi yang lain. Kemarin Bu Hepsi juga ya sudah mau approach untuk kerjasama riset bersama, mungkin dengan prodi yang sesuai dengan bidangnya masing-masing. Jadi itu yang memang seyogianya kita harapkan. Jadi kerjasama bukan hanya soal kerjasama, tapi memang implementasinya berjalan dengan sesuai dengan yang tertera di PKS atau MOU-nya. Kebetulan nanti mohon izin Pak WD3 kita sudah membuat draft PKS dan PR ya, dan sudah dilihat oleh masing-masing prodi untuk kita tangani di akhir nanti. Setelah itu mungkin sebagai dokumen dibawa ke Shanghai. Saya juga meminta kalau ketemu dengan dinnya minta diundang, saling undang. Dekan dari sana undang di sini, dari sini undang dari sana. Ya, kooperasinya berjalan lebih luas lagi ke seluruh prodi yang ada di Fkip Untirta. Itu mungkin yang bisa saya sampaikan terakhir. Mana mahasiswa COIL hadir? Nah, ini mahasiswa COIL ini adalah ada alumni dan yang sekarang existing ya. Jadi mereka ini yang sudah menjalankan pembelajaran kolaborasi online international learning dengan Amerika. Sekarang juga sedang berjalan semester ini, dan nanti kedepannya kita coba mulai dengan Shanghai Normal University untuk menginisiasi pembelajaran online. Sistemnya mungkin masih ekstra kelas, tapi bisa dikonversi ke mata kuliah pilihan. Kalau yang COIL ini kebetulan bisa dikonversi ke kimia lingkungan ya kemarin ya. Jadi nilai kimia lingkungannya itu kalau yang ikut komitmen dari awal sampai akhir itu nilainya kita jamin dapat A ya. Dan itu bisa possible Bapak Ibu jika diselenggarakan secara online. Jadi sangat-sangat mungkin ya, apalagi kedepannya kita sudah mulai di permen yang baru ya terkait dengan pendidikan perguruan tinggi itu adanya internasionalisasi. Nah ini salah satu jalannya yang mungkin bisa kita gerakan sama-sama. Jadi kimia bukan hanya sendiri, tapi kita bersama-sama semoga bisa ikut juga internasionalisasi di masing-masing prodi. Terima kasih. Demikian. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you to Mr. Rodi for the next, the implementation arrangement by the Dean of the Faculty of Teacher Training and Education, the Department Chair, and Dr. Renat Bawoyuji, the guest lecturer from Shanghai Normal University. For the first signing is the head of chemistry education to come forward. Next, the head of natural science. Next is head of elementary school education. Next is head of biology.
Next, head of net education department. Next, head of graduate of mathematics program.
The last is Head of Elementary School Education.
Siap, satu, dua, tiga. Sekali lagi. Ini satu, dua, tiga. Oke, siap, satu, dua, tiga. Sekali lagi, satu, dua, tiga. Izin bermuara. Satu, dua, tiga. FPD. Satu, dua, tiga. Oke.
Next. Next. To open, to open this event, let us pray together, led by Mr. Zulkarnain MPD. We now invite him to lead us in prayer.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Baik, saya akan memimpin doa dengan tata cara Muslim. Jadi untuk yang non Muslim silakan mengikuti menggunakan tata cara doanya masing-masing. A'udzubillahi minasyaitonirrajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Allahumma shalli ala sayyidina wa habibina wa syafi'ina wa karimina maulana Muhammad wa ala alihi ajma'in. Amin amin ya rabbal alamin. Alhamdulillah rabbil alamin hamdan syakirin hamdan na'imin hamdan yu'afini ya ma yukabiru majidah. Ya Rabbana lakal hamdu wa lakal syukru kama yanbaghi li jalali wajhikal karim wa 'azimi sultanik. Allahumma nas'aluka al-huda wal tuqa wal afaf wal ghina. Allahumma nas'aluka ilman nafi'an wa rizqan thayyiban wa 'amalan mutaqabbalan. Allahumma nas'aluka salamatan fid din wa 'afiyatan fil jasad wa ziyadatan fil 'ilm wa barakatan fil rizq wa taubatan qabla al-maut wa rahmatan inda al-maut wa maghfiratan ba'da al-maut. Allahumma hawwin 'alaina fi syakaratil maut wa najjata minan nar wa rafa'iil hisab. Ya Allah, Alhamdulillah, terima kasih ya Allah. Kau kumpulkan kami di tempat ini dalam keadaan sehat walafiat. Salawat dan salam semoga tercurah kepada junjungan kami Allah Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Ya Allah, di tempat ini kami ingin belajar ya Allah. Maka mudahkanlah dan berikanlah kami hikmah dari pembelajaran yang kami dapatkan. Mudahkanlah ya Allah para pemateri atau para pembicara untuk bisa menyampaikan materinya kepada kami. Dan mudahkanlah kami untuk bisa menangkapnya dengan baik ya Allah. Mengimplementasikannya dengan baik. Ya Allah, kami adalah makhlukmu yang terkadang akan melakukan kesalahan dan dosa, baik yang kemarin, hari ini ataupun yang akan datang. Maka kami mohon ampun kepadamu ya Allah. Ampunilah kesalahan kami, guru-guru kami, ibu bapak kami, dan seluruh orang-orang Muslim yang ada dan seluruh manusia yang ada di dunia ini ya Allah. Ya Rabb, sungguh Kau Maha Kaya ya Allah. Kau kayakan ilmu kami sedikit hanya setetes dari banyaknya lautan. Maka berikanlah kepada kami ya Allah, walaupun hanya setetes itu. Jangan hilangkan ya Allah, pertahankan dan jadikanlah ingatan jangka panjang. Rabbana hab lana min azwajina wa dhurriyyatina qurrata a'yun waj'alna muttaqina imama. Rabbana zalamna anfusana wa lam taghfir lana wa tarhamna lanakunanna minal khasirin. Rabbana ighfir lana dhunubana wa li ikhwanina alladhina sabaquna bil iman wa lam taj'al fi qulubina ghillan lil ladzina amanu rabbana innaka ra'ufur rahim. Rabbana taqabbal minna innaka antas samiul alim wa tub 'alaina innaka antat tawwabur rahim. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina 'adzabannar. Bifadlika subhana rabbika rabbil izzati 'amma yasifun wa salamun 'alal mursalin walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you to Mr. Zulkarnain. May this prayer bring us a blessing in praying of this event.
Next is the giving of souvenir from Faculty of Teacher Training to the guest lecturer from Shanghai Normal University, which will be handed over by the Dean of the Faculty of Teacher Training and Education. We invite Ms. Boyoli and Dr. Hajar Fadullah to come forward.
Oke, satu dua tiga lagi, satu dua.
Followed by photo session, we invite the faculty members to come forward and line up for the photo. Yeah.
Oke, satu dua tiga. Sekali lagi satu dua tiga. Izin peserta jawara. Satu dua tiga. Fkip Untirta. Satu dua tiga. Nah, oke.
Okay, please be seated. Okay.
Ini kalau nonton TV harusnya gitu.
Alright, all participants please sit again. We will now begin to the guest lecture, STEM Education for Sustainability, Addressing Local Cultures. This will be presented directly by our guest speaker today, Dr. Reinhard Boyuli from Shanghai Normal University. She will be accompanied by our moderator, Mr. Clara Sabrina Prameswari MSJ. We invite her to come forward.
Bapak Ibu dan mahasiswa sambil menunggu ready ya, ada satu hal yang mungkin bisa saya share ya. Eh, ke atas. Oh, jangan bawahnya. Pegang ini aja gitu. Oke, jadi ada satu lesson plan yang sederhana, tapi menurut saya cara berpikirnya di lesson plan itu menarik untuk kita simak ya. Nanti coba kita lihat. Jadi dia bikin konsepan lesson plan itu pakai diagram ke bawah gitu ya. Sederhana tapi itu bisa menolong mahasiswa kita untuk melatih step by step bagaimana cara menyusun lesson plan yang baik. Nanti coba kita simak ya.
Oke, Bapak Ibu sekalian, saya mulai. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Masih semangat Bapak Ibu? Semangat, oke. Nanti sambil menunggu ditampilkan CV dari pembicara kita, Dr. Retna Bayuli, ya ini ditampilkan ya. Mungkin agak diperbesar, bisa diperbesar? Ya, oke, oke. So, so her name is Bao Yuli. So she has already graduated from the same university as Mr. Robi, from the Germany University of Bremen. Previously, she studied her master degree in Beijing, China, and also Beijing Institute of Fashion Technology, also in Beijing, China. And she has already gained a lot of experiences, including being the lecturer and also the teacher for several years. So she must be an expert in the education, especially in the STEM education. And selanjutnya saja Bapak bisa diturunkan untuk for the research and academic activities for her PhD degree. She is focusing on the Confucianism, isn't it? Confucianism, right? Yes, okay. And she is also having a deeper understanding and have several activities, including presentation, oral presentation as a keynote speaker as well. Mungkin bisa di next halaman selanjutnya. Yeah, there are a lot of several activities that she did, yeah, invited presentation, academic activities, and so on. A lot of conferences as well. This is very small, yeah, I guess. But all of this, she is focusing on chemistry education and also as well integrated into the STEM education that is also integrated in the, how can I say, uh, uh, something that is related to the local culture as well, yeah, in the China. Okay, so are you ready, everyone, for the lecture? Ready. Okay. Are you ready? Okay. Okay. So maybe you can bisa ditampilkan presentasinya Dr. Bayu. Okay, so it is already set up. Last one. Oh, okay. Uh, dear Dr. Robin Lee, dear the faculty, it is really great honor for me to be here to give you guys this presentation. I'm Bao Yuli from Shanghai Normal University, China. I will give you a presentation about STEM education for sustainability, addressing local cultures. I will discuss some theory about STEM education for sustainability, and also about one mastering Chinese culture, Confucianism, and then I will give you three examples because at the beginning I heard my presentation today it will be about 2 or 3 hours. So at last, today I just a few minutes ago, Robbie said my presentation only 1 hour, 30 minutes for discussion. So I will just briefly introduce the examples. So if you are really interested, I'm really happy to share the slides to so you can see them in detail. Or if you have questions, you can contact me. Here is my email address. Let's start. I also would like to tell you this is one of my campus, really pretty. Yeah. Okay. So let's start. Uh, Next. uh, as we can see the pictures, this is the CBD in Beijing City, China. So you can see quite modern, quite a beautiful landscape. So next. However, you can see this picture. Sea turtle just struggled with one plastic bag. So this is because plastic pollution compared to the beautiful pictures landscape in Beijing. You can see there are a lot of plastic waste in the ocean. So that is all of these are the fruit of science development. That have good parts, that also have the side effects. So the United Nations to fix this kind of issues then raised this concept of sustainable development. In 1987, then coined this concept. What does this concept mean? It means we not need only to concern our own need, we also need to concern about our future generations' need. Such as we use fossil fuel. If we use that kind of resources without certain limitation, it also means maybe our generation, or the future generation, will not that kind of resource. However, the United Nations would like to invite all the countries in the world to include this concept. Then also pointed that also pointed this idea is use all kinds of education, not only formal education, but also all kinds of non-formal education, informal education to improve sustainable development. Um,
United Nations released several policy about improving ESD, improve education for sustainable development. The most influential recently, it is Sustainable Development Goals. There are 7 goals. One of them is about education. Sustainable Goals number 4 is about the main idea is that you can see to ensure all the learners have the knowledge and skills about your sustainable development. Also, in target the young generation have their sustainable lifestyle. So the next, so you can see the 17 goals. From these goals, I think it also gives you more idea about what sustainable development means. So you can see here some about your poverty, about your society. You also can see the gender equality. It's also about your the society equally. You also can see this area. It's like climate action, life below the water, life on land. So it's about the environment. So you also can see somewhere here is about cooperation between different communities. So from those goals, you can also get the main aspects of sustainable development, such as society, such as environment, such as economy. So next, so this is the typical model for the concept of sustainable development. There are 3 main elements of sustainable development. However, some scholars add the 4th element. Next, the culture. That is the main angle of my research, of the main aspect of this presentation. Okay, so the first one is about the culture. It is as in the world there are a lot of countries. As different country has different culture, have different value or different attitude, different worldwide about the world, about the society. So to improve ESD, to improve sustainability, we should concern about the culture. So let's move into the next slide. Uh, Here are some information about ESD's features. So I think for all of you maybe heard of ESD. So is there any features? Is there any special information of ESD here? Here then. So the first it is about your interdisciplinary or transdisciplinary. So it means not about chemistry, also about biology, physics, math, even include history and other subjects. So it's very holistic. The second one is also is very important. Is value orientation. So it can be promote students' creative thinking and problem solving. For other aspects, I won't tell them in detail, but I would like to introduce this word, relevance. There's one book about relevance in science education. So the main, next slide. So the main idea of the relevance and the science education is about this figure. So as the students think about chemistry education or science education, they can use these 3 ways, these 3 dimensions. So the first one is the student's individual dimension, and if then work hard and get good scores. For the society dimension, then should know how science used in the society. For the vocational dimension, is about we also nurture students to learn science for their future career. Okay, next slide. Uh, Here are some information about Chinese culture. That is the research I really focused on is about Confucianism. Actually, Confucianism is one of the most important culture, history, philosophy, political, economic. It's kind of include all the stuff about the society. So this philosopher, maybe I can say, is founded by Confucius. Maybe you heard about this philosopher. Also, we consider him as Chinese first teacher in Chinese history. Uh, so this philosopher is the idea created by him is about how to live in the society, about people's behavior, attitude about their daily life. But it also depends on different classes of the society. Next, next. Maybe you think it's a little bit hard to understand, but I just would like uh, introduce it in a simple way. In Chinese culture, as we treat ourselves first, and then to be a good person, and then treat the others well, it also means to serve the society. So it's a little bit different from the Western culture. In the Western culture, uh, people of students nurtured by the society. So then learning the rules and learning the attitude from the society. The society of the education to them how to be a person, how to be a responsible citizen in the future. So it means then put the first of education of the society to make the person know how is their behavior, how is their value, and then from that from the outside circle into the inside circle to know what to do. So it's the opposite way. From the Chinese culture, is we from the individual to the society. From the Western culture is from the society to the individuals. That is the difference. So it also means ESD in China is kind of it can uh, implemented totally the courses from the individuals. It also means if we nurture the students well, then we will serve the society where we will in the future. So the next slide. So go on. I would like to show you this picture. This picture is one of the typical ancient painting. From this picture, you can see there are a lot of mountains, also big mountains, with the trees, rivers, clouds, some kind of quite small boats. Uh, in this area, you can see a tiny, tiny person in the middle. So from this picture, you also can see how Chinese treat the environment, treat the natural environment. So they really respect the nature, so then put themselves so small. So I also can put the Western oil painting as an example. If you see most of the oil painting in Western countries, so with human with their head really big without a lot of this kind of natural environment in their painting. So that is the difference. Because in Chinese culture, we think nature is powerful. Otherwise, in Western countries, they think humans are so powerful. So that's why they can create science, they can create a lot of stuff, even include some kind of weapons. Yeah, that's the difference. So next slide. I'm sorry, this this structure a little bit complicated. I just go on. Next slide. I just would like to introduce this word, harmony or harmonism. This is the central spirit of Confucianism in Chinese culture. So it means harmony between humans and nature. Be kind with the nature, be kind with other creatures. As we do something, we should concern about others, concern about the environment, such as we also fishing, but we won't fish all of them without any fish left. We just fish quite small of them to keep that group sustainable. Okay, so next. I think maybe some of you really familiar with scientific literacy. I also would like address scientific literacy. So there are three regions of scientific literacy. For the region one, it's only about knowledge, science knowledge or chemistry knowledge. Next. For the region two, we concern about the application of scientific knowledge. Go on, next. From region three, we see chemistry knowledge or chemistry applications in a critical way, such as plastic reuse. Plastic is really, really cheap and really convenient, but it causes plastic issues. As we see the picture, the turtle in the sea, that turtle was threatened by plastic waste. Next. Okay, so you can see there's three regions. Actually, the first one just about scientific knowledge and then context of science, and then use a critical way to see the application and knowledge of the science. Actually, why I show these figures, uh, the reason is for ESD, actually it is for region 3 science education for transformation. So here I add a Chinese culture here. Confucian ecological ethics. This is from European culture, from German culture that use Bildung. Actually, you can see it as education. So here also means if you can add your culture here to improve ESE, to improve science education for sustainability. Uh, so another reason, next. So another reason I would like to show this picture. Next, go on next. Okay, here I will stop here. So Another reason I would like to show this figure, it is because from Wheeler 1 to Wheeler 3, I think probably most of the countries, the development of science education goes through this way, including China, such as 1980s. We just focus on Wheeler 1, and then in later 1990s or in earlier 2000, we start to look at Vision 2, not include Vision 1, also include Vision 2. Nowadays, just the beginning of 2020, in China, we have new education reform, so we start look at Vision 3. So Vision 3, such as ESD, it is in Chinese science curriculum as well. Oh, so this is plastic for the container. So from this example, you can understand from Vision 1 to Vision 3. For the Vision 1, it talks about the chemical structure of plastic, other property of plastics. For the Vision 2, we talk about the application of the plastic in the society. So the plastic can be for the container or can be plastic bags. The Vision 3, we really concerned about plastic waste. It, it teaches students how to use plastics in the society, such as take away food container really make students' life so convenient. They can try any kind of food that I really like in probably in 30 minutes. But it causes a lot of plastic waste. Here are some words, actually not Chinese. 立德树人. Uh, it means nurture students with good value, with good personality. That is the final goal for Chinese education. Make them to be a normal person. Next. Okay. As we talk about ESD, our science education for sustainability, here are four different ways, or four different models. We can use green chemistry in the laboratory work. We can use some sustainable strategy as the content in science education or in chemistry education. Uh, what does this strategy mean? It's just a teacher the idea or the concept of the ESD into the classroom, into the science or chemistry classroom. So this one probably most of you heard about SSI, social scientific issues. It is about some issues also related to science or technology. But it is a very hot topic, very hot issues. So use that issues in the classroom teaching. The last one is use the whole school's principle as ESD, such as the rules of the school or any policy comes from the administration that talk about ESD. So it also include all the course content ESD. So this is also a really holistic way. Oh, next slide. So here I show you some quite simple example. You also can design some low cost equipment for teaching. Also, it is a sustainable way. Okay, next. Next. Um, so these terms are the explanation for SSI, for social scientific issues. There are criteria of social scientific issues. That must be real, that must be relevant, that must be open for discussion, for evaluation, that must be connected with science or technology. Okay, next. Next. Go on. Go on. Um, because my research area is chemistry education, so for chemistry, there is one special, maybe I can say special research angle is green chemistry. There are 12 principles of green chemistry. Uh, I won't detail, only introduce them in detail. Maybe easy to understand that is Western prevention, use safe solvent, something like that. They are really environmental friendly. Uh, there are also one aspect of chemistry we call the sustainable chemistry. Sustainable chemistry has some similar to green chemistry, but it adds a social aspect. It's also concerned about economic growth. Uh, There are some research added these two together called the Green and Sustainable Chemistry Education. Nowadays, for chemistry education, we usually use this way to promote chemistry education for sustainable development. Oh. Here I show you Chinese chemistry curriculum standards. Here, junior high school chemistry curriculum standard. Here's senior high school chemistry curriculum standard. So nowadays, as I mentioned before, this curriculum standards highlight ESD. So this new role of chemistry curriculum. So this new role education reform highlights her ESD. It is also a co-competency oriented curriculum standard. Co means just some key competencies highlighted in all subject curriculum standard, not included chemistry, but also include physics, math, or biology. For each subject, probably just four or five core competency that need to focus on. Let's take a look. Where's the chemistry core competency? For high school, for senior high school chemistry, there are five. There are five. You can see. Actually, you can see the first one and the second one. Actually, they are within one of scientific literacy. Actually, for the third and fourth, they are about the method. They are about method. Actually, they are more focused on the scientific method. And you also see them. Probably you also can see them a little bit context. I can add some context through these two co-competencies. The last co-competency is scientific attitude and social responsibility. So let's next go on. So I can show you the number force co-competency in detail. So you can see what it's talking about. It will include sustainable development, right? So I also highlight other words like low carbon lifestyle, such as this stuff is about SSI. So it means SSI, ESD in government policy. In our classroom, in our science classroom, I need to talk about ESD. I need to talk about SSI. Next. So as we try to improve ESD in science education, as I said, we should concern about our own culture. So I give you the comparison between Confucius education and science education for sustainable development. Next, go on. So here are some features of Confucius education. Here are some features of science education. Probably some of you know science classroom in China is okay. It's a little bit textbook oriented and text oriented. The students work really hard um, because just a few days ago, some students asked me, some Indonesian students asked me, is that true? The students, their textbook on their desk are this high. They study from 7 in the morning until 10 or 11 in the evening. Is that true? I said, it's true. Um, because in China, people really, really concerned about education, and the students really, really work hard, and it also means there is really, really high competition between them. If they want to go to a really good high school, not go to high school, not include go to high school, but also really good top university, then should really work hard. Then should got high score in their college entrance exam, called it Gaokao. Probably similar to here. Uh, For the science teaching is usually lack of experimental activities because the culture, the students and the teachers, they are not at the same place. The teachers' position a little bit higher than the students, so you always can see the students are really respect to their teachers. It's a little bit different from the science education in Western countries that really equal the teaching method, learning method, then use constructivity instruction, then use a lot of PBL, inquired learning, and so on. This fact is about Confucian equality ethos. So it's about this individual's self cultivation, moral practice, be harmony with human nature. For sustainable education, it's about global citizen, concern about the future generation, also talk about society, economic, and environment as well. Next. Next. This framework is a little bit complicated. So next, I will just put some part in detail. Uh, Here, just in the middle part of the last figures, here is from Confucian education, here from SSI instruction science education. I just found that there have some similarity. So it means SSI science instruction can be used in Chinese science classroom. So they have some similarity, such as this. For SSI best instruction, it use real media, but in China, we really concerned about to use this kind of teaching. We also concerned about knowing and doing. It also means encourage students to have action, not only attitude. Next. Oh, sorry. Okay. Now a little bit some information about the STEM. Even we teach a different subject, but there are also one idea about STEM education. So for some teacher or some research that just use STEM or STEAM instruction. So this is an example about biodiesel production based on STEM education. So this lesson addressed all aspects of STEM. So from this highlights, probably you can understand if you design some teaching plan based on STEM education, you should concern about science, technology, engineering, math. Uh, if you just only talk about your STEM, probably without art. If you talk about your STEAM, you should add the art. I won't discuss them in detail. If you're really interested, I can share the slides to you. You can see them later. Okay. The next, here is the lesson plan in detail. You can see the project task at the beginning and some knowledge about biodiesel and this is about some experimental work. And so this is improve their experimental work design. This is the first field task. Next. Next. Oh, okay. Uh, Probably some of you saw this kind of lantern. This is palace lantern. Palace lantern, it is one of the Chinese culture. And now it is the worldwide intangible culture heritage. So it's quite famous. It's quite special. I please play this video just probably 1 or 2 minutes. Could you could you play it? Yeah, there are 4 minutes. I won't play them the whole. Just a few minutes. You can try. Did it work? It doesn't work. It's okay. It's okay. Okay.
Did you send the video also?
Not include the video.
On the slide.
I think, but it's set in the slides. If one can play.
Maybe you can tell us the video.
The video is about how to make Latin, palace Latin,
Oh,
palace Latin, how to make.
ini cara bagaimana memotong.
Maybe I'm not sure if you can see.
Cara foto cara. Oke, jadi dia itu mau nerangin cara pembuatan lentera dikaitkan dengan STEM gitu ya. Proyeknya jadi si siswanya itu suruh bikin kerajinan lentera. Lampion ya, lampion. Kalau di Cina itu lampion ya terkenal. Di sana lampion juga ya. Oh ya betul ya. Maybe you can tell a little bit about what kind of STEM they did in this video.
I will
Oh, you
tell
will tell
tell it
next one.
later. So just keep it plain. Okay.
Tampilkan lagi slide yang tadi yang pembuatan lenteranya.
Tampilkan PPT-nya tadi aja.
Videonya nggak usah di searching langsung aja
Yeah,
ke.
yeah. So you can see.
Oh ya, wait just a minute. Yeah, it's still loading.
So the following teaching example, I will show you. Actually, the student's work is make this palace Latin. The student's work. The previous slide. Yeah, yeah. So you can see the museum palace Latin. Here are students matter palace Latin. Next.
Next slide.
Here are 10 groups. There's group work of Chinese Latin making. So you can see different painting, different style. Actually, all the material, most of the material, the students made by themselves. Even included middle the candle. The candle can burn into different colors. Students also do that way. So let's look this detail. Go on. Next. So here is the framework of this lesson plan. You can see the students' activity here.
Nah ini Bapak Ibu yang saya jelaskan tadi ya, ini framework lesson plan yang simple menurut saya, tapi bisa dikembangkan oleh mahasiswa dengan mudah. Jadi lihat prosesnya ya, dimulai dari atas judulnya, kemudian OBI-nya, outcome base-nya apa, aktivitasnya sampai ke skill-nya itu di bawah. Kan sederhana sebetulnya. Go ahead.
Okay. Uh, Next. Next. So it is okay. It is talk about this lesson plan in more detail. Here are some subject according STEAM, as with science, A with art. Um, you can. I'm not sure you how you say Latin. Uh, if you see the Latin, if you make the Latin, you also need to think about your physics, think about your engineering to make the frame. Uh, Actually, this lesson plan also talk about because the cover of the Latin is made by paper. So then also make the paper from the plant from the beginning to the real one because paper making also one of Chinese important culture as well.
Jadi may I explain to them? Jadi di contoh lesson plan sederhana ini bisa dilihat Bapak Ibu ya. Di sini ada aktivitas yang dilakukan di sebelah kiri, termasuk prosesnya sampai ke skill yang didapat di bawah. Terus di samping kanan itu ada STEAM disciplinary ya. SA itu berarti Science and Art-nya ya. Kemudian literasi goals-nya itu apa chat? What is the meaning of city? City in literasi goals.
Critical thinking.
Oh itu ini ya apa namanya skillnya ya. Critical thinkingnya, goalsnya. Jadi mereka itu merumuskan tujuan gak panjang-panjang. Mahasiswa dapat bla 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 itu cukup skillnya aja disebutkan. Critical thinking gitu ya, problem solving kan simple ya. Kalau di kita harus dirunut ABCD, ABCDFG. Nah kalau di sana itu cukup aja ini aja skillnya aja, critical thinking, problem solving, decision making atau apalagi Bu Ade kira-kira. Ya kolaborasi gitu ya. Kemudian apalagi banyak ya. Kemudian di samping kanannya lagi itu waktunya. Nah jadi menurut saya ini simple tapi pasten gitu ya. Simple tapi pasti. Okay, go ahead, yeah, continue your presentation.
Next. So here shows some activities in more in detail, such as frame material selection. So those questions students need to answer, need to think about it. So the lampshade. So it's about your maybe you know some metal as them burn with quite special color. So the student also add some salt makes uh, the 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 burning the lighter the lighter frame a little bit colorful. So you can see. So the lamp shade use some plant if some plant can destroy some pigment, little bit like acid best indicator. You
Baik,
can
baik.
see it.
Nah,
Yeah.
explain. Jadi Bapak Ibu, ini sebetulnya menurut saya bagus ya tadi ngobrol dengan Bu Ade ya. Kadang-kadang kita lupa nih di lesson di RPP atau modul ajar itu tuh guru ataupun mungkin dosen juga sebagian mah cuma menuliskan terutama di PPG ya saya lihat tuh banyak RPP yang seperti itu. Jadi guru berdiskusi dengan LKPD, tapi kayak diterangin detailnya apa gitu. Nah ini yang sering kali kita miss ya. Mereka justru intinya di situ. Butir pertanyaannya apa? Kan banyak pertanyaan sih ya. Berarti menurut siswa itu berpikir kritis. Kita makan mereka mengamati dengan LPDS. Guru bla 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 selesai gitu. Gak jelas. Nah ini yang menurut kita perlu jadi masukan juga ya bagi kita ya. Ya, oke.
Okay. So you can imagine students made a palette latent from beginning from zero out to be the last products. So you can imagine the students' happiness during this kind of activity. Even make some product, but also gain some science knowledge through this activity. So this kind of topic, you can see it contains STEAM. Also, next. Here some students' activity showing detail. You can see this is talk about actually as then make the frame shape. The frame shape that because the material is made by paper, so the paper is flat. You should stick them together. So this activity is about to make this kind of gel, this kind of glue to make the paper, the two sides, make them stick together.
Oke. Baik. Jadi satu lagi aspek yang menurut saya agak miss ya dibandingkan dengan yang di China itu adalah ada kolom pendalaman kontennya begitu di RPP-nya itu mungkin hanya 2 atau 3 paragraf. Jadi di situ kita tahu gurunya ngerti atau nggak di kontennya itu. Nah kayak gini. Jadi kan konten kimianya dia jelasin. Itu di rangkuman RPP yang tadi selain langkah pembelajaran ada sedikit kontennya, gitu. Ya, tapi fokus ke konsep kimia intinya gitu, nggak melebar. Nah, rambutnya. Iya, kadang-kadang kita nulis banyak tapi intinya nggak dapat. Nah, ini mereka fokus ke inti kontennya apa. Dan saya lihat di beberapa RPP yang dia buat waktu saya ke China itu ada dan dalam gitu ininya apa namanya konten kimia atau konten sainsnya itu dalam, nggak hanya permukaannya gitu.
So the teacher tell the students the science theory between this process. So you also can see how green or how sustainable of this method. So because they also can use synthetic glue uh, to stick the paper, but then use this material. It's really environmental friendly. Okay, next. Um, this activity is about the paper making, really traditional way. Also, the teacher teaches students the chemical reaction during this process.
Dan ini juga sebetulnya kalau di kimia ini sudah lebih dalam lagi materi ini. Tapi ini wajib kita kenalkan sebetulnya, meskipun jadi pengetahuan yang umum ya. Nah, seringkali itu memang yang sekarang miss itu adalah rata-rata calon guru atau mahasiswa itu hanya dapat permukaannya saja. Nah, kedalaman kontennya itu agak kurang. Nah, kalau di China itu mereka sampai ke ini kedalaman konten di balik konteksnya seperti itu.
Yeah. So they make the paper from the tree. At last, I got the paper. Also talk about your next. This is activity about the frame shadow painting. Because for the Paris Latin, it's quite beautiful with so pretty paintings on the frame on the paper of the shed. So then just use one kind of cap to produce different color, because this kind of vertical you can see as best as indicator. So at last you can got different colors as the pigment for the painting. Also really interesting. Okay, next. So this is you can see just from these pictures you can see as the candle burning, it can has different different color, because the add some metal, some salt with probably you know, such as copper salt of compound of substance contains copper. As it burns, the color is actually the color is green. So you can see that is more creative. In ancient China, we just burn quite a normal candle without this kind of colorful candle. Okay, next. Next slides, I will next two examples. I will introduce them really quick. So the second teaching example actually is my PhD project work. It's about plastic photo container. Because as I mentioned before, during the probably last 10 years, takeaway folder industry growing a lot really quick. You can see the numbers of the customers use in China. Then would really like to order takeaway food, including every day, because I'm so busy. I'm really lazy to cook food. Yeah, it's so convenient. You can get all kind of food you like. But go on. But it also causes a lot of plastic pollution. But for those pollution, plastic waste, most of them are for the container because for the container is the essential, is the main part of the plastic used in takeaway for the container for the industry. However, can government release some policy about restriction of plastic use, especially single-use plastics products? There is one policy by 2023. The government encouraging well-developed cities decrease plastic use in takeaway food industry by decrease by 30%. So the issue is, should China need to ban single-use plastic in takeaway industry? So I engage students to learn about chemistry through these SSI issues. Next, here is the lesson plan. The lesson plan, I would like to highlight this part because this lesson plan addressing Confucianism. So this is I would like to highlight. From the introduction, I also introduced the students about Confucian ecological ethics and ESG at this part. At this part. For this part is about scientific knowledge learning. For this part, I would highlight this role. For this phase is about role-playing debate. There's one role as Confucianist. So it also means as students discuss these issues, then through local culture way. That's the concern about Confucianism. So at last, got some feedback from the student. That is the lesson plan of one of my project of my PhD study. Okay, next. Here is some implementation information about 80 students joined this course 3 years ago. Uh, for the feedback questionnaire, it's analyzed by a descriptive analysis and word cloud analysis. Next, here are the results. You can see the students enjoy the learning. Most of the students enjoy the learning. Then I also took to address this question. The students think Confucianism can improve them to learn ESG and become a more responsible citizen with environmental friendly behaviors. You can see most of them, about 80% of them, they agree the local culture, the Confucianism engaged in chemistry learning. Okay, next. Here are some open-ended questions. Result. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you can see the result, students' opinion about this lesson plan, students, their idea. Next open question. Okay, go on. Go on. Here are students' opinion about local culture and ESG. Students think chemistry learning and culture and sustainability are connected. Okay, next. Go on. Here are some students' answers. Yeah. Okay, you can see the students' answers. The students' opinion about this three concepts. Okay. The result. The result is very positive, also aligned with some similar research about the culture in science education. Okay. Next. The next one is actually the last example. I would like to discuss them. Really, really quick. It is about
You still have much time.
still have time.
Still have time.
Okay.
Lot of time. Yes, please. So what is the video about?
It's video about e-waste, about
Electronic waste.
electronic waste, electronic waste. Um, because the following lesson plan it is made by one of my students. Actually, this video I think it's a little bit dark. next, next students really really a little bit horrible. Okay. Okay. Next. Okay. Um, Here is the introduction information. Actually, it is the real media information to draw students' attention and their interest to this issue. So this information is from real media. There's one city in China, in Jiangsu province. Um, in the local government, they would like to build one plant for treat electronic waste. So, but then got one letter from one citizen that said they don't agree the government build uh, one e-waste plant, one e-waste treatment plant. So then concern about the environment, also concern about the health. So use this media to ask the students, are they agree agree with the government building one plant to treat their e-waste. Also ask the students to write some questions about this issue. Also the question about science learning. Which kind of chemistry knowledge or science knowledge they want to know or they want to discuss to fix these issues. Next. Okay, this is the lesson plan. I'm sorry that in Chinese. Don't worry.
Bisa pakai Google Lens yang translate di foto itu langsung otomatis terjemahin.
Yeah, but don't worry. The following I show you the English translation. Why I show you in Chinese? Because Dr. Robbie asked me to tell you about how to design the lesson plan framework. So here is example. Chinese nowadays, all the Chinese student teachers then should know how to design this kind of maybe I can say the framework of full cut of their lesson plan. So the first line, they just show the main idea of their lesson plan. It usually have have four aspects. So the first line is about it's about physics, or you also can understand as teaching links or segment. So the fourth line should be the segment. For each lesson, for 45 minutes. 45 minutes, usually we divide them into 3 to 4 segments, or 3 to 4 parts. So the first line is about the physics of the teaching segments. The first line. For each segment, just give them quite short title to say those time, which kind of goal, which kind of activity students should do. So this is the first line. Is about your teaching segment. So the second line usually question links. Because for the first line about your teaching segment, we always use some context. For each context we have, actually is written by teachers. The teacher design maybe such as this. It's kind of 3 questions about this context. It also means during this segment, students need to answer those questions, but it doesn't mean the students answer the question directly in 1 minute. Students need to learn to find certain way or certain activity to find the answers. It means probably 10 minutes or 15 minutes. Students need to finish those questions. So the second line is about your questions linked with the teaching segment. So the next one. So the third line, from up down this way. The third line is about your student activity. Student activity, you can see the answers, student question, question, students activity. It means students to answer this question that have certain activities to answer these questions. For each question have certain kind of students activity. So you can see they are in the same line. They are in the same line. Yeah.
Can you give the example for the first line until to the fourth line? From the segment until.
Okay, hold on.
Okay.
Okay.
Jadi,
So
may I, yes, Pak. Jadi ini step by step kalau guru di.
Thanks.
Nah, jadi ini step by step kalau guru-guru di China itu bikin lesson plan dari sini dulu dia menguraikannya ya. Jadi kalau yang saya tangkap ya, kolom pertama itu dari atas ke bawah itu dia bilang tadi segmen pembelajaran mungkin apa ya, kalau segmen itu contohnya nanti dikasih contohnya tahapan ya, tahapan pembelajaran. Terus di kolom yang kedua itu mereka membuat 3 pertanyaan terkait dengan mungkin pengantar pengarah atau juga apa yang harus dikuasai oleh siswanya gitu. 3 pertanyaan. Kemudian kolom yang ketiga itu adalah aktivitas apa yang supaya siswa bisa menjawab pertanyaan yang kolom kedua tadi. Next, and the final column.
okay. Actually, the first one is about your core competency because our new curriculum standard highlight core competency.
Kompetensi inti yang paling ujungnya itu. Jadi kompetensi intinya nggak panjang-panjang, cuma satu tadi ya. Critical thinking cukup, misalkan problem solving atau apa itu ada di panduan kurikulum Cina dan itu harus masuk di lesson plan-nya.
Okay. Actually, for this four lines, actually it's not maybe I can say it's not the standard. It's not the standard. So for this lesson plan, it shows teaching segments. It shows question lines. It shows students' activity. It shows chemistry co-competency or science co-competency. Um, but you also can use any other lines, such as we typically have. I also want to say you can have 7 lines. You also can have 8, but typically we have this kind of teaching segments or teaching lines to show the context, and then you usually have the question links or question lines, and then students' activity. Students' activity. Another very important line in this figure, it doesn't show important line. I always encourage students to have that line called teaching design purpose. Why you design like this? Why you design write those questions? So I think it's better have one more line, even 2 more lines. So one is about the design intention. Another line is teachers activity or teachers support.
Oke. Jadi menurut dia 4 ini tidak baku tapi minimalnya. Jadi bisa nambah lain yang lain. Kalau dia sih biasanya nambahin 2 lagi. Yang satu itu fokus dari desain pembelajarannya apa. Satu lagi aktivitas guru yang mensupport ke siswanya seperti apa, gitu ya. Nah mungkin ini bisa jadi juga kita manfaatkan karena seringkali guru itu suka bingung mulai bikin RPP dari mana. Nah ini step by stepnya menurut saya menarik, bisa kita tiru ya, tiru dan modifikasi.
Uh, yeah, now it's kind of one kind of um, routine or the requirement for students, for student teachers to prepare their lesson plan. Then should show this kind of figures because for this kind of document it's usually quite long. If the students use this kind of figures, it should make other teachers, even include me, even include other educators, can see what's the main idea of their lesson plan. It's quite easy to get it look like a map as we can with some place as we see quite a simple map. We know what it should look like. Yeah. So next. Okay. Because this figure is a little bit long, so I cut them into 3. Go on. Next. Yeah. Next. Okay. Go on. Yeah, here are the English translation.
Oh ini translation dari mana
Yeah,
tadi
here
ya?
are the English translation. However, because I'm little lazy, so I won't make the figures look like the Chinese version. So I just put them into tables. So let us see what it's about. Probably the most important one, actually, maybe most of you really interested in is chemistry or science knowledge learning through these ways. I mean, this line, yeah.
Ya, jadi kalau lihat di sini mungkin yang pertama itu problem background itu introduction ya kita ya, atau sebutnya apa di RPP itu pendahuluan itu apa ya, kegiatan apa ya namanya kok saya lupa. Ya semua bahasa Indonesia itu apa di RPP itu ya lupa saya di awalnya apa sensi ya problem backgroundnya gitu kan. Terus di sini dibuat pertanyaan ini untuk mengarah ke apa yang harus dikuasai siswa atau apa yang mau diajukan gitu ya dan sebagainya. Kemudian aktivitas apa yang kita perlu lakukan untuk menjawab pertanyaan di sebelah kirinya, dan yang sebelah kanan itu core kompetensinya gitu ya. Kemudian, nah ini yang seringkali kurang menjadi pusat perhatian knowledge learningnya Bapak Ibu. Jadi konten kimia, fisika, biologi, IPA apa aja yang perlu mereka kuasainya. Kadang-kadang terlalu general itu ya. Nah, sedangkan intinya nggak kena. Nah, sini kita rumuskan inti-intinya ya. Terus di sebelah kanan juga itu kompetensi yang berhubungan dengan eh, konsep atau konten sains yang dibahas.
Yeah, actually, for the name of teaching segment, so the name now is a little bit look like just focus on the this kind of teaching procedure. The name like this way, but you also can name them by certain content. It's also okay. So it also means there is not only one rule or only one way to name the teaching links. You can maybe the first link is about your such as the plastic used in takeaway for the industry. So the second one maybe it's named as what's the program based on plastic for the plastic for the container, that kind of names. So I mean, so for the names, it's read after criteria. It's based on the teachers. Because the question is really way to join the lesson, join the class. So I always encourage the students to write questions as then design as plan. Here are some letters as in science, team is technology. Next. Okay. There's a point. Um, Practice applications, the further questions, issues, restrictions, issues, retreat about build e-waste treatment plant. Go on. Next. It's the debate. What's the difference? I would like to highlight action because this lesson plan highlight acceptance then also highlight action because many students have their kind of awareness but in Chinese culture we encourage students unity unity of knowing and doing, so that's what we add action in this part. Um, that will design one kind of transportation station for the US in the school. So at last there is reflection. So the next few slides is showing some activity entail. Let's take a quick look. Next. Next. Yeah, the STEM learning for those questions. Here is example to answer question why e-waste are harmful. Uh, you know what? This, actually, my students use the same types of solving. One is burning. It's called a burning battery, old battery in this earth. But this one without any older battery in the earth. So just a few weeks later, that burning look like this.
Oke, ini kaitannya dengan biologi nih bisa US-nya. Yang satu tanaman tuh tanahnya normal, yang satu lagi pakai limbah bekas baterai ya, pertumbuhannya lebih signifikan yang tanpa limbah, berarti kan memang ada efeknya gitu, non biologi itu bisa terlibat kan. Ya, nggak tahu tuh kalau penjelasan di biologinya apa. Orang biologi yang tahu.
His experiment to simulating water recycle. Oh, it works. Okay. It's about some chemical reaction during this process with collagen.
What do you want to see in this experiment?
The collagen then she would like to recycle cobalt.
Oh,
Yes, some collagen also can got some precipitate. I think it's okay.
you want to recycle cobalt into
Yeah, some salt.
some salt. Okay, so it's more safe.
Yeah, more safe than lithium.
Jadi dia mengolah limbah yang tadinya berbahaya, diubah ke bentuk zat kimia lain yang lebih aman gitu. Kalau di limbah.
Next.
Next slide.
The next slide is about one real video in one U.S. treatment plant. It's a video.
北校这种组合发生车的，首先会重新利用，重新设计。如果不能
sorry,
那
in
么
Chinese.
最后的办法就是回收。材料第一站是里面的秤，秤在这里分类，然后他们把重量等信息传输到数据中心，最后贴上条形码，它会告诉我们是去破坏回收还是去再利用。材料在建筑的右边被分解回收，在左边被重新利用。这是笔记本电脑的部分收货区。他们从上面拆件一些部件，然后重新组装一台笔记本电脑来出售或出售这些部件，要把所有这些小部件从一个设备中取出来，而不伤害它们，需要很多技巧和耐心。内置单元、处理器、屏幕、键盘和主板都可以重复使用。工人们会对它们进行清洗，检查它们是否正常工作，然后把它们送回库存中再次出售。另一边是破坏回收。这一边有很多的工人正在拆卸包装、消除隐患，他们会排除诸如电池之类的危险东西，避免它们一起进入粉碎机。所有不危险的东西都会被粉碎。这是一个400马力的4轴碎纸机，可以把任何放进去的东西都磨碎。看上去很酷，不过很吵。接下来需要做的第一件事就是把钢材取出来。头顶上一块巨大的磁铁，能把所有的钢铁都吸出来。通过这些材料物质来电射，工具中会产生排斥，所以放到最后一个废木板在中间，塑料为什么掉下来？因为它不结实电荷。剩下的混合物会进到另一台叫海地的机器里，海地利用红外技术分离所有东西。接下来的机器叫做晶格，晶格是一台金属探测器，它会去除塑料混合物中残留的任何金属。
So this process to get all kind of metal.
荷兰无尘机里，在奥托里塑料会漂浮，而其他东西会沉下去。
So this
然后在
process
高处上
to
浮塑料，
separate
这些东
plastic.
西会被送到蒙特利尔的塑料加工厂，然后回到硅谷，被重新利用成零件。这些原材料可以让西姆斯赚很多钱。每种电子产品都含有贵金属，比如一些金、铜、铂、钯，这些贵金属都可以被分离出来并出售。同等贵金属将被送往加拿大的一家铜冶炼厂，这些钢铁将被送往田纳西州的一家钢厂。虽然有着巨大的利润，但是仍然有超过75%的电子垃圾被填埋。据统计，2019年有超过570亿美元价值的电子垃圾被丢弃或焚烧。如果能再回收利用它们，那么就不用辛苦的开采原始金属了。但这是一个两难的抉择。回收电子垃圾可以赚钱，而且对环境更有利，但做起来既困难又昂贵。它们不是为了回收而设计的，很多不同的化合物都被粉碎在一起。当设备变得越来越小，移除整个组件变得越来越不可能。 处理这些女孩子的纸是危险和昂贵的，微烧山还必须不断更新机器和流程，以跟上这种不断变化的技术。
At last, we talk about as we go in West, we can get some money and it is environmental friendly. However, the technique, technology of treat this kind of e-waste is really hard, really complicated. Okay. Next. So, okay. I think we will need the last slide. Last slide. Okay. Thank you so much for your listening.
Thank you.
Any questions?
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Bailey, for your lecture today. Okay, this is very interesting topics ya. Jadi beliau menghubungkan ESD atau Economic Sustainable Development dengan Confucianism, kemudian juga memberikan contoh-contoh dan beberapa video mengintegrasikan pengetahuan STEM ya, tidak hanya chemistry saja, tapi tadi juga ada biology, kemudian science as in general, kemudian mungkin physics and mathematics as well gitu ya. Oke, Bapak Ibu, kita buka sesi diskusi tanya jawab ya. Silakan dipersilakan bertanya.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. 李老师你好，
谢谢。
其实我有中文名字，我叫穆斯塔，我中文名字叫穆斯塔法，你可以叫我阿弟。2017年我在北师大读博士，然后我专业就是课程幼教学类，2022我毕业了。其实我有两个问题，一个问题就是这是你第一次来印尼吧？然后对吗？然后印尼你觉得怎么样？
挺好的，非常好。
好的，谢谢。然后第二个问题我说英文吧。So the second question is how Chinese people implemented Confucianism value into their sustainable lifestyle. So I was there, I see a lot of old people, a lot of Lauren still doing so much activity and then still looks healthy. So I think that's it. Thank you, 李老师，谢谢李老师，很高兴认识你。
谢谢，谢谢。Thank you. A really good question. So I hope I understand your question right. So the second question is how Chinese people draw Confucianism in science education. Is it in their daily activity? Um, Actually, nowadays, as I understand it, because the culture, the Western culture influence Chinese people's daily life. Um, I think for the traditional values, our traditional world views, um, a lot of Chinese kind of then always got their local cultures because especially during the beginning of last century because Western country is China so so heavy so there are have some kind of sensitive to the traditional culture as then see science as in their daily life, such as people nowadays. I mean, the government encouraged people to sell food, but some people think now they are rich enough, then have the ability to buy food or to have the choice to treat the resource they like to. So as you say, actually it is important to young generation, because for elders it's really hard to change their behavior, change their attitude. So that's why my research area try to draw the local culture, the Confucianism into science education, into chemistry education. So it also means for the teenagers they are so plastic, it's called a plastic thing. It's easy to shape their ideas, shape their will, shape their personality. But for elders, it's a little bit hard to, especially then also do some comparison. Now, obviously, so education in United States, education in Britain, education in Australia, they are good, they are better than China. Yeah, I hope I answered your question. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Adil. I'm not sure that I catch the first question because you speak very well and you discuss to each other. So I think you have already answered the first question, right?
Yeah, the first question, how do I think Indonesia? Because this is my first time to come here. I said, it's very good.
Okay, okay. Okay, next one. Maybe Mr. Andika. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I'm Andika, as a new lecturer in Science Education Department. Our topic today is about STEM educations addressing local cultures. And we're talking about local cultures. Indonesia maybe is a top tier country that has a lot of local cultures. But in reality, we know that our local cultures in Indonesia, especially in my hometown, or maybe here in Banten, refers to mythical aspect or the myth stories or the mythical another contents. And my question is, how does STEM educations view and accommodate the mythical aspect from local cultures that cannot be explained in learning? Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Andika, for the question.
Well,
Okay. Did you catch it, Dr. Boyu?
yeah, yes.
Okay.
Um, Thank you so much. It's really, really critical question. Really good question. Mm, as I understand, it's kind. Mm, actually, it will include Chinese culture. Even I mentioned about Confucianism. Actually, there are also some parts. For my understanding, in science education community, we call that part called the pseudoscience. Is that right? Yeah. Um, there is one scholar research on philosophy of science education, a really famous scholar. He wrote one book about Chinese culture and Chinese philosophy and the science. The book name is called Feng Shui and the Science. Do you know Feng Shui? Feng Shui is yeah, I think it's kind of a little bit to the culture you mentioned. It's some kind of mystery stuff. Yeah, it can't explain well in the modern science. Um, but it also can be some kind of teaching resource or teaching content in science education. We can discuss is it science or use a opposite way, or we also can use that as a resource to foster in students critical thinking. However, because that kind of content, it's really hard to explain by modern science. We can't say that it's wrong. We can't say that it's right. I think just 2 days ago, I stayed with one lecturer in Malan State University. Uh, we actually we did a really interesting activity. It is because I already no, not me. She because she took really good picture of sunrise. I said, could you send it to me by WhatsApp? Uh, so at last I found that we are the same type of phone. We can use AirDrop. So we use the AirDrop. So really funny. Just put the two phone. It's kind of head to head, and then I think you know that knowledge is not new, but. As all the picture transferred from her phone to my phone, it's really like Chinese kung fu. Yeah, because the Chinese kung fu, maybe you heard you watched some TV series, especially some TV drama. Uh, for some ancient guys then practice kung fu from the master to the students. How there's a really quick way to transfer the kung fu to from the master to the students. Just use hand. It's the energy of the kung fu come from the master to the students. So so I said, oh, the airdrop is like practice Chinese kung fu. Yeah. So this part, I think your question is still the question or still the area I need to think about in the future. But there's another event or another issue I should need to mention is that just a few years ago in China there is a policy, maybe I can say it's called also one standard, but this standard is not for the secondary schools, it is for the Chinese citizens scientific literacy. Then put yin yang into that scientific literacy. Do you know yin yang? Yin yang, yin and yang, and five elements, five traditional Chinese elements. They also put that into the Chinese scientific literacy. It also means that all the Chinese should know that part as the science as scientific knowledge. You can imagine. Yeah, it's. I think probably we can some parts we can see them as philosophy of science. Even in Western countries, they also talk about four elements of substance, right? Yeah, it's called fire, earth. Yeah. In China, we have five elements, five essential elements. So we actually we try a little bit that that kind of content in our citizen scientific literacy. So it is official paper. Yeah. Yes. Thank you so much for your question. Okay, yeah, so it is answering Anika's question with examples like the five elements. Yeah, we know it from Avatar, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and also it's about the mythical. It's also raise questions in most of the Indonesians. I think we also have, because I came from Japanese, so it is believed that we don't go to the oceans with green and blue, what is it, green and blue clothes, but turns out it has a scientific explanation. So if you wear the blue and wear clothes, then you don't get what is it, observed by people if you got drowned or something. So actually the mythical is actually can be, explored in such a way that is scientific more. Yeah, I think it's.
Yeah, yeah. I also just just inspired by you. I want to add, actually, for some parts nowadays, probably it's not that kind of suitable for science, for the science part or for the science education part, but it's really high connected with sustainability. Probably can add that part as a sustainability. So probably they have some good culture or some really suitable parts to connect with sustainability. So it is a little bit like as at first I thought myself a chemistry teacher or science teacher. As I saw science is very rational. Um, but for the culture, little bit emotional. But for science education, for sustainability, it means we treat the future generation with good value, with good behavior. So it is about called a moral education. So maybe can add that part in as sustainable aspect. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, the next line, maybe that's okay. This is Judita.
Thank you. Okay. Zhao, is it? Uyao Yupi. Yeah, I only know the two words. Selamat pagi, and also my name is Yupi. I am from physics education. That is interesting to know what you have explained about STEM, how to implement STEM in China. And I would like to know more about the 5 goals of science curriculum in China. You already said that there are 5 goals in science curriculum in China, right? It is that is also similar in general. That also similar in Indonesia. We also have a little bit similar curriculum, science curriculum goals in also here in Indonesia. But the vital obstacle that science teacher always face is about the time. So I would like to know, does the time become the problem with science teacher in China, for example? That's the first questions. The second questions is, in science curriculum in Indonesia, we have so many topics. For example, in 11th grade, we learn physics topic so many, like 11 topic in one grade. That's so much, obvious, so many. So it is become that is become a yeah, become a problem for physics teacher also. And at the end, the physics teacher always end up with only one way learning, because it's hard for the teacher doing the experiment or do the project learning in a physics lesson, for example. What about in China? So do the science teacher also have the big amount of topic in science, specifically in chemistry education, for example? And also whether a chemistry teacher in China have to use STEM approach for every single topic in chemistry education, or you can choose which one you can use STEM, or the other maybe you can use another approachment. So maybe you can elaborate that a little bit more, so we can like little bit know about how chemistry education applied STEM in China. Thank you so much.
Okay, okay. Really good questions. Uh, so for the first question about your teachers teaching time, I think it's quite similar to here. Um, For Chinese science teachers, they also a little bit struggled about the teaching time because the students should learn many subjects. So as you say, the content is quite a lot. Um, Take chemistry as an example, such as for 10th grade students, we have eight topic, eight topics then should have finished that uh, actually the two books in 1 year for 10th grade students. For 11th grade students, then should learn three textbooks. It contains three different models. For each model, about kind of 3 or 4 chapters. It also means 3 or 4, at least 3 or 4 topics. So it's really really tough for the teachers, for the students. Um, so it's kind of it's not impossible for 12th grade students because they need to prepare quality entrance exam. They need to prepare Gaokao. Uh, Actually, for most of this kind of active or innovative learning method, it's usually happened in 10th grade students because for 10th grade students that don't have it's kind of a little bit far away from 12th grade for preparing their college entrance exam. So it's always happened in 10th grade students. 10th grade. It means the first year of the upper secondary schools. Um, for the 11th grade, sometimes, but it's much less often than 10th grade students. For 12th grade students, it's kind of impossible because all the students that are stuck in the exam preparing, writing answer the questions. The teachers just explain how to got the right answer and how to got the high score in the paper and pencil final exam, the Gaokao exam. Yeah, that is first question.
It means in 10th grade, so almost all of the chemistry teacher use STEM approach to teach chemistry subject.
Actually, for most of the teachers, that are even though for 10th grade students, it's kind of have even more 1 or 2 years for their Gaokao exam. But as I said, Chinese education is a little bit exam oriented.
Oh,
So they are more happy to just use the traditional way for teaching. Uh, just some of them would like to do some innovative teaching or creative teaching, um, but not that often. Maybe once a semester. That is really good.
So it means not all of the topic will be taught in
No,
STEM
no,
or another
no,
like project-based learning. So
no,
actually,
no.
the teacher need to choose which one's the appropriate to be discussed at in period amount of time, probably.
Yeah, probably they need to prepare some creative teaching as some open classroom that will do that way. For their normal teaching, daily teaching, that don't use that way. But nowadays PBL program, not program, sorry, is project-based learning is so popular in China. It's kind of a movement in China.
Okay.
For,
Okay. Yeah.
for STEM education also the government would like to encourage the teacher to use that instruction. Yeah, also is a popular one, a welcome one. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, Dr. Boli. Yeah, that's
Thank you.
inspiring me. Okay. Yeah, I will give back to the moderator. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mrs. Yogita. Yeah, so this is about the how it is incorporation, whether we are choosing one or should we apply all of the things with STEM or not. Yeah, so it seems like it is adjusted. Yeah, so it is adjusted based on students' what is it, ability, the grade, and also. But I think she also mentioned about the first one. They provided a lot of curriculum to be chosen by the teachers so that the teachers can adjust which one to apply. Is it the correct one?
Uh, Actually, the government is also some kind of teacher professional institute or center
Okay.
encourages teacher to use some new method like such as PBL or STEM education. Or SSI instruction, but it is not always happen in daily teaching.
Oh, so yeah, okay, so we still there are a lot of options. The government encourage us to do that with a lot of newest updated technique, yeah, or methods.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Now, such as in Shanghai. In Shanghai, nowadays the most popular one is project-based learning. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, next one maybe. Do we still have time? We still have a lot of time. Okay, Miss. Who's come first? Mrs. Septi first. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, thank you also for coming here for us. I really interested with this topic since the topic is closely related with my current research, especially in a way we incorporate ESD with cultural understanding. The thing is, while we implement this in classroom settings, the process of assessment will be quite challenging since we incorporate a lot of aspect into our class or session. So based on your experience, how should we do the assessment? Should we as what is it? Um emphasizing into the process or the outcome? Thank you.
Okay, really, really good question. um, Actually, maybe I can say as actually the first teaching example. Actually, it is outcome oriented teaching plan design. So it is based on the results, the design start from the outcome. So it design or the class is driven by the outcome. That is also one kind of popular way to design class. I think it's called a it's all objective is kind of objective based teaching method that is really exists based on the outcome. Even I think include project-based learning. It's also a little bit kind of based on the final product. Because as we design that teaching plan, we already know the final product, what it look like. So we divided the final task into different sub projects or subtasks. So use that kind of final goal, such as the first teaching example. Their final goal to build to make one palace Latin as their goal, as then make that palace Latin. Uh, what should the students need to do? the students needed to it looking like divided the final project into several into some part. So if you would like to get the Palace Latin, so you should have the cover on the surface, right? You should have that paper. You should decorate we call the frame shed, and the students need to build the frame, right? Use the frame. The students need to make the candle. The students need to put the color, put the frame shade together to make the glue. So for the color painting, then should figure out which kind of picture, which kind of color, which kind of pigment then should choose. So for my understanding, it's kind of project-based learning is based on the outcome of the learning. The design is based on the final product. So the procedure is actually we also have another way to design lesson, just as you say, it's based on the kind of normal order by the procedure step by step. Uh, I think traditional way is kind of this way, as I show the the figures of there are four lines. So for each segment or each context, we can write the three or four questions or several questions. For each question, we design students' activity to answer that. This way is kind of more focused on the procedure. For each segment, we try to answer a few questions. To answer that few questions, we design certain students' activity. Um, it's kind of as we synthesize some organic compound, we can use a normal order from the small molecular and make some molecular react with each other. It's like from smaller molecular to build the final organic compound. That's way. But for organic chemistry, so the typical way about the synthesis organic compound, we use we call the opposite method kind of that in English. We just look at the final structure of one organic compound. We cut that for the several segments. And then for each segment, we think how to get that smaller molecule. So I think both of them are fine, but it's kind of outcome best teaching or teaching design is kind of more effective. Yeah, that's why nowadays in China, PBL is so popular. Maybe next time it's become another teaching structure method that is popular. It's like a fashion.
Okay, thank you. Is it answering the question? I think it's about the outcome based teaching. Yeah, outcome-based teaching. I think what Simene knows also it is also finished by the questionnaire, the feedbacks that the students do after the student activities that they did before. And I think we can also measure the students' understanding by the responsive or the feedbacks from the students, right?
that it ensures the outcome-based ethic in the teaching too. That also can be called a design-based research.
Okay.
Yeah. You can try once got the feedback from the students and then revise the teaching plan, teaching design, teaching plan, and implement again. Got students feedback and then revise it again. It's kind of you already have two circles or three circles. At last, you got typically really good result, really good teaching lesson plan.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Bayu. Okay, thank you, Mrs. Sati. Okay, maybe the next question. Um, do you want to ask or not? We can start this.
Ni hao. I'm
Ni
Nuris.
hao.
Okay, Miss, I'm Nuris Fatayullah from Science Education Department. I just wanna say thank you for your perspective about the mistake in education because I'm from Banyuwangi. It's a town. It's a lot of mystic and black magic like that. Yes, like but I use ethnopedagogy for the education. Like maybe in Banyuwangi, as Sebelang Oleh Sari is mystical dance from Banyuwangi. Use the all of the biodiversity for the offerings, but I use the offering for the education for materials in biology, like in biodiversity from gene, species, and ecosystem. So maybe next I will use STEM for this step, the next step for the what this is the materials because I just use the perspective about ethnopedagogy, not STEM in mystical aspect. Maybe next I will use STEM with your perspective, Miss, because I think it's very good for student because it's like local wisdom from education. So I think that's it. I will say thank you for your perspective and enough, sis.
Oh,
Okay, thank you, thank you.
thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, thank you, Dr. Lewis. Okay, I think one of the students, I guess, from the corner that side. Okay, maybe you can ask questions.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. My name is Patricia Putri Kucharinda Ningtyas. I'm from Chemistry Education 2023. My question is it might be not really related to the materials before, but it's just my own curiosity. What are the current education struggle facing children in China, and what is the Chinese government's response to this phenomenon? And what changes in the curriculum or teaching methods do doctor believe are necessarily to address this issue? Thank you.
Okay, okay, thank you so much for your interesting questions. Uh, so the first question, you mean the challenges in China nowadays in science education, is that right? Okay. Um, I think probably quite similar for all the countries, such as I also mentioned the new curriculum standard in. Thank you. Um, I think it's quite similar to other country in the world, as the education Ministry of Education then released the new curriculum standards. That is look like it's called a ideal curriculum. It means it's not a real curriculum. The real curriculum is in teacher and students' classroom. It's in the schools. So there always have the we call the gap between the curriculum standard and a real classroom. So I think the most challenging it is, as I mentioned, the co-competency were highlighted in curriculum standard, but it's still a little bit hard to fully implement that. Such as we use some new teaching method, such as I mentioned, project-based learning. But for those kind of new teaching method, we don't use that kind of teaching method often. For typically most of the class, we just use a traditional way, teach knowledge, push students has high scores. So the challenge is to such as we see through visions of scientific literacy. We still a little bit struggle to fully implement all the three visions of scientific literacy. That is the first question is the answer. So the second question it is you also mean teachers challenge all. So could you repeat it again?
Thank you. The current educational struggle facing children in China, like in Indonesia, we have facing like low motivational study from the student itself. But in China, like you study like a morning to night, so so it means like you have higher motivation, yeah. So I just want to know what they struggling the most. It is, and I think about the curriculum, it's the same in here. So it's a very universal problem. So, yeah, that's all.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Um, yes, the students really work hard. So it also make some issues. Nowadays in China, there is one word called involvement. Actually, just I think few weeks ago, I reviewed one paper about educational involvement. What does it mean? So for that word, even though I heard that Chinese for several times, but for the English phrase, it's the first time I heard. So it's about everyone works so hard, um, not only students but also adults in the society, because everyone work really hard. So it got really high competition. It also causes some students maybe that students not that kind of intelligent in study in academic area. Maybe the students more talented in art or more uh, intelligent in sport, but the students and the students' family put a lot of time, effort, money to encourage all the students to study. So it makes the students' communities not that diversity. It requires them, all of them just have one final goal to pass a college entrance exam with really high score, got enter into top university. So it's kind of not good for the society. That is because the Chan tradition, I think, because in Chinese tradition, it says students need to work hard, need to study well. If they can study well, then can work for the government. If they can work for government, then can got the honor from the society, from the family. Because though I talk about Confucianism, it also means it divided the society into different classes. So if then study well, then can got the promotion high, even though then can become officer, become the governor. So then have the power, then have the power, the family have the power. So because in ancient China, if then made some mistake or something or did something wrong, if that issues is really serious, it also means the whole family will be got in trouble, or the whole family will be dead. So that because that is the kind of tradition education features. So there are also one research said for Western countries, the teachers as teachers evaluate the students' ability or evaluate students' study outcome. That's it, as we think, as the teachers think about the aspect or the influence of students' study outcome. So in Western country, that's the number one aspect or number one effect is student ability, is students' IQ. In China, for most of the Chinese teachers that saw the students, the most influence aspect of student study, you can guess what's the number one is effect or number one influence effort. So they always think if you work hard, you can get to high school. If you work hard, you can work well. Then not really concerned about the students' ability or students' IQ or students' intelligence. So it also course nowadays the science class, even nowadays with especially in rural area, we don't have a lot of experimental activity. It's still a little bit like more focused on the content, more focused on the textbook. Chinese science teachers can teach students teach science by textbook, pages by page. Even in China, nowadays, China is so big compared to most of country in Europe. Uh, but nowadays, such as chemistry, for up secondary chemistry textbook, we just have four words. Just have four words. There's one word is quite popular. Maybe 70% of the schools use that textbook. But do you know how many textbooks in Germany for chemistry? More than 40. The size, the territory of Germany, just the size just it's kind of equals to two provinces of China. The size is kind of just two provinces. China has 30, it's kind of 34 provinces and special cities. So you can imagine a really big country as some teacher said, Indonesia has a lot of cultures. China quite similar, because so big. Every school has different context. Even in Europe, probably have different little bit cultures, but we use kind of all across the country use quite a few different type versions of textbook. Probably also maybe that is also one challenge uh, as that students ask what's the kind of challenge appropriate without with a lot of textbook, because textbook is teachers teaching resource or students learning resource. We don't have a lot, so probably that's also one challenge.
Oke. Lihat dropnya mikrofonnya. Bisa mati juga. Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. Yes, that's very critical questions from the students, right? Okay. Okay, so it's about the challenges. So you might the students hear from the Chinese perspective as well. The students work from really do the hard work, yeah, while studying, as well as the teacher. So it's not only the students. So yeah, we can adapt this kind of behavior to for us because it also reflects to the societal, how can I say, the how society respect us, right? Yeah, so yeah, it's also the motivation for us to keep give up the best effort for us, yeah, to live the life. Okay. Okay, the next one. Does anyone? Okay, maybe does this our last one? Okay, the last one, yeah. Yeah, somebody talking. Oh, Mrs. Aisha. Okay.
Hello, Ni hao. I'm Aisha from chemistry lecture, uh, chemistry education. Thank you for the insightful presentation from you, Dr. Bowley. And
Thank you.
I'm very interested about lead the student, right? In your
Okay, okay. I
okay.
see.
The first question is how can a teacher practically integrated that concept and human value to promote sustainability in their classroom? And the second question, in your presentation, you mentioned in Vision 3 about education for transformation, right? Uh, so I want to know about what is, in your opinion, uh, uh, what is the transformation should we aim for? Is it about student thinking, or student character, or society as whole? Thank you.
Uh, Thank you so much for your question. Really interesting. I would like to answer the second question. Second question is about Vision 3 of scientific literacy, right? Um, from my understanding, nowadays it's a really crucial issue, because especially this year in China is really hot. That's why actually nowadays in science education community we talk a lot about climate change. Um, it's kind of really big problem, a really big issues. So I think actually social scientific issues best science education is a really good way as actually just like the third lesson plan I show about the e-west, about her electronic west. Nowadays, it's kind of much richer than before in China. especially for young generation. Young generation then such as then buying new phone, such as the iPhone updated. It's kind of every 1 or 2 years there's new iPhone come out. So the students is really eager to buy new one. But as one phone produced, um, it costs a lot of energy. It's really environment concern, but such as me nowadays, I have three three cell phone, three cell phones. I don't know how to deal with them. For my daily life, I always just use one. For the other two, just lay on the desk. I didn't use them often, but I don't know how to deal with them. It's kind of just throw them on the street. It's not that not that right. It's kind of throw the stuff on the street. It's cause some pollution. Another problem is because the cell phone has some data. If I give it to sell it to others, it also cause some information safety. So it's how to deal with that kind of older cell phone or US. It's really big problem. So I always would like to draw that kind of issues into a classroom and engage students to learn and engage students think it through a scientific way, through a sustainability way. Also include Chinese culture. So in Chinese culture, we always encourage to use the resource rationally, use the resource less. So that kind of value, that kind of what will is better for sustainability, I think.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. The first question is okay. Could you repeat?
Okay, thank you.
Could you repeat the first question?
Repeat again.
The first question, pertanyaan pertama,
Okay.
leadership. Is that about leadership, right?
Yeah, leader Suren.
Okay.
Leader Suren.
Oh,
Can you?
leadership. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what does leadership mean?
Yeah. How can teacher practically integrated that confusion and humanity uh, value to integrate promote sustainability in their classroom?
Okay. Okay, I see. Um, 立德 means is about showing good examples to the students. Also give them worth the good of their behavior attitude. Um, 树人 means nurture humans, nurture humans. It means by certain kind of routine, certain kind of normals, values to nurturing the future generation, to nurturing the person, the country really like to have. So that is the final goal. How to reach it? I think every subject to finish or to reach the core competency or to implement the core competency. That is the way, that is the method, especially for science education, such as chemistry. As I mentioned about Confucianism, Confucianism can be some knowledge exists in students' living environment. So drawing that value into classroom. Also, I mentioned that the US probably the last lesson plan also need to mention the Confucianism, and then at last, such as I mentioned. Cell phone buying cell phone. Not not to buy every type every type of iPhone. Because sometimes students is kind of always to do some comparison. Oh, you use iPhone 10. I use new iPhone 18. This kind of 18 generation and 18 young generation. Your phone is my phone's grandmother's, something like that. Yeah. It's kind of showing the young generation more successful way to live, because it is so big goal. It can be reached by every all of the subjects work. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, so it is about lead assurance, very popular in China.
That is the final goal of the Chinese education from the government.
So it's like the final goal, the highest goal.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's like scientific literacy in science education.
Okay, scientific literacy, excellent. Okay. So yeah, we as a teacher we have to how can I say impregnate the value or the behavior to the younger generations, right? So nurture it in the daily life, as you mentioned about the iPhone. I have the newest iPhone, and yeah, we don't have to keep the value of it for the next generations. Yeah. Okay, thank you very much, Dr. David, and also all of the participants in the area here. Thank you very much. It's very nice discussion, very alive, and you are very, how can I say, having a very creative and critical questions for us and also for the lecturer. Okay, I think that is the end of our discussion today because we have reached a lot of questions and we discussed a lot. And I think I can give you back to the MC.
I would like to add, thank you so much for your questions. I really enjoy this so active discussion. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Oke, ada informasi dari Bapak Robi bahwa Kajur dan Sekjur dipersilakan untuk ke ruang rapat ya, ke ruang dekanat untuk makan siang di ruang dekanat. Oh ya, dipersilakan untuk membawa nasi kotak masing-masing ke ruang dekanat. Ya.
Oke. Oke, baik. Untuk para hadirin, sebelum dilanjut, mohon untuk tidak meninggalkan sampahnya untuk dibawa masing-masing dikarenakan eh, dan dapat dibawa masing-masing keluar serta mungkin sekalian dapat dipisahkan antara sampah gelas plastik dengan sampah lainnya. Terima kasih.
The certificate for the speaker, should you give it to the speaker? Ada. Okay. Okay, wait. This is the souvenirs from the chemistry department from the Faculty of Teacher Training and Education as well. Giving the next souvenirs to the keynote speaker.
The audience, please be conducive.
Nanti koil juga ya. Dosen kimia dulu. Dosen dulu ya.
Oh, dosen IPA juga mau katanya. Gaya bebas dong, susah amat tadi. Koil jangan. Side education dulu. Side education dulu. Gaya bebas orang kimia kayak rumpun kimia.
Oke, para mahasiswa koil boleh maju ke depan.
Cari kamera boba. Habis ini IPA ya. Sebentar. Belum masuk. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Kelihatan nggak yang punya? Kelihatan itu. 3, 2, 1.
Okay, the next is natural science.
Matematika. Jadi IPA dulu. IPA dulu, IPA dulu, IPA dulu, IPA dulu. Science education mahasiswanya mana? Science Mana mahasiswa IPA-nya deh? Ayo. Ini dulu. Bincang, bincang, nanti tambahin.
Mahasiswanya boleh maju. Oke. Oke, matematika boleh maju. Untuk Bapak Ibu dosen lainnya bisa mengambil makanan di resepsionis di depan. Terima kasih. Untuk para hadirin tidak meninggalkan tempat terlebih dahulu karena belum ditutup.
Silakan untuk dosen biologi untuk berfoto terlebih dahulu. Untuk teman-teman yang lain dimohon untuk tidak keluar terlebih dahulu karena acara belum selesai. Para hadirin yang sudah berfoto dipersilakan duduk kembali.
Oke, dilanjut dengan fisika. Ya, Bapak Ibu dosen dipersilakan. Okay, thank you, Dr. Renata, for the free material that is extremely useful for us. Distinguished guests, this is the end of our agenda today. We would like to express our deepest gratitude to the speaker for sharing his knowledge and insight. As even who have attended this event enthusiastically.
May what we have learned today will be beneficial to us all. Having completed its segment, let us finish today's event by reciting Hamdalah. Alhamdulillahirrahmanirrahim. I am Muhammad Ramdan and my partner,
Iza Hermita.
as the master of ceremony, would like to apologize for any shortcoming in hosting today's event. Kue putu campur ayam. Thank you and see you next time. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.